I like this.
It's loud.
Okay. Is it too loud? I can lower it.
It's a little bit loud, but you know what I like? I like me loud.
It's all about you, Dick.
Come on, man.
I like this, like the last show.
That's nice. That's lovely right there. It's good. A little abrasive.
All right, welcome back to the Shquibcast. Today we're doing a mobile episode.
We're doing a mobile run.
Dick's big idea to get all of our equipment and bring it.
Do I get any pizza in my teeth?
I don't know.
Hold on, let me check it. 1 minute. Let me see. No, you're good.
Oh, good, thank you.
So Dick,
This is Anna, by the way.
so after
Anna,
a
This is a Trump lover right here.
after a 3-hour episode, after a 3-hour setup, we did it.
After a 3-hour setup, yeah.
Dick's great. He goes, we could just take the whole set and move it, and no problem. That's what he said.
What'd I say?
You think this is a good idea?
No.
Do
Just no.
Did you make? Can you admit you made a mistake?
I was faulting. I was at fault on this one.
But you said, we just take the microphones, cameras, done.
Sometimes, you just don't realize the trouble that it causes.
Yeah.
That you get us into.
Well, no, this is your idea. I'm glad we're here.
Yeah,
Everything
me too.
looks great, but I mean,
This is our first
road
on
show.
the road. Yeah.
I want to start this show off.
How do you want to start it?
With first of all, it's been a rough month, right?
Yeah.
Rough election
Has
month.
been a rough month.
And I would like to know. I have a question for you two. Can ex-President Trump be trusted with
It's not
America?
X.
Well, that's what NBC said. I don't know.
No, I don't know.
Can
We don't give up
Can
until
ex-president-
the fat lady sings.
wait,
And
can
there's a lot of them.
Can ex-President Trump be trusted with America's secrets?
Absolutely.
Ex-President Trump? Yeah.
It's not X.
Oh,
He's not
oh,
X.
oh, oh.
President Trump can be trusted with anything.
Damn Skippy.
I trust him with my life and my other knee.
You would?
And that's how bad
Really?
it was.
That's big.
Well, that's what
That
NBC
says a
said.
lot.
They said ex-President
We
Trump.
don't listen
so-
to NBC.
Oh, you don't?
No, and you don't either.
No, I don't. I just saw the headline. I just want to know what you guys thought of that.
CNN, all that horse shit we don't listen to.
Yeah?
Because they're calling shit that they don't even know. The news media does not
It's not
decide
news
who the
anymore.
president is.
It's not news anymore.
So you guys are off Fox News?
Off.
Off?
I'm
Done? What
watching-
about Tucker? What about Tucker?
I
and
watch a
Hannity?
little bit of Tucker every now and again.
Tucker went off the rails a little bit
Did he?
recently.
Yeah.
What has he been saying?
Apparently, he had attempted an interview with the attorney. I forgot her first name, Sidney Powell.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
And was trying to get her to release information before she was actually able to file the lawsuit to investigate the election in a few states.
Oh.
And she was like, I'm not releasing that. You have to wait till the court date. And
I remember that.
yeah, and so there was like a little bit of a disgruntledness going on in that whole thing.
That doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
So we're done. So we're done with Fox News, right?
For
Newsmax and
shizzle.
OAN and then right.
I
Is it two
love
N's?
Newsmax.
OAN, yeah, and Newsmax, and also CBN.
CBN? What's
is
that
really
one?
good. The Christian Broadcast
Christian?
Network.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're really good too.
What do you? So what's your guys' overall? Before we get into like the nitty gritty here, what's your overall thoughts of what's happening right now? With just with the whole election in general, we have Newsmax, Fox News, all that crap, all that aside, media stuff aside. What do you think's gonna happen?
For the election itself.
What do you think's gonna happen for the election itself? I'm getting. I can tell you, I'm getting scared. I don't want Biden to take it, but and I say take it by taking it. He's stealing it.
He's stealing it.
I think that's probably what's gonna happen. Remember, I was saying it to you, and you didn't want to.
Let me tell you something.
Think about it, but-
What I believe is happening is the Democrats, and they were saying that today on Newsmax, and a couple other stations too, but they're saying that the Democrats and their cult-like followers are putting in so much money to make sure that they don't get through to the cheating that they did to get Biden in. And I mean, let's be honest. Look at Biden. I mean,
It's absolute cheating.
and look
There's
at
no way he got more than
Kamala.
Obama.
No way.
They
Can't
got
no way
Kamala
more,
and
no
Biden.
way.
I mean, they're both dummies.
Oh yeah.
You can't even listen to them talk
No.
without being disgusted.
Well, he can't even formulate a sentence correctly.
Nope.
And he's not coherent most of the time either.
Yep.
But all that aside, what do you guys think's gonna happen?
I think it's going to be Trump.
Not that what you want to
at
happen.
the very end,
What do you think's gonna happen?
I think it's going to happen.
You think it's gonna be
They're
Trump?
going to bust through all the lies and all the bullshit and all the fraudulent balloting and catch different countries doing it and a lot of Democrats that did it and put it to them. Look, either you come forward or you're going to face the piper in the end. I think Trump's going to win.
You think so? What do you think?
Absolutely.
I'm confident that Trump is going to win. This has been ongoing since he won the first election. They have been doing everything dirty to try to get him out, and every single thing that they've done has failed. And it all goes back to the very first thing that he said when he was running for office back in 2016. I am going to drain the swamp. And that's exactly what's been happening. Every single thing that he has tried to do, and the Democrats have roadblocked him, they've tried to impeach him, they've tried to do all these things to make him look dishonest and treasonous and all of that, when in actuality, it's all of them. They're all dishonest, dirty, filthy career politicians.
Yes.
They've been doing all of this for years and years and years, and that's the whole reason he ran. Because he was just so livid with the way that this country has been just falling to the wayside by all these Democrats.
The Democrats are complete liars.
They are so
beyond
filthy.
And they're people that follow them. They're followers.
Blindly.
Those cult-like
Blindly.
followers.
They
don't
are
know what's
sheep.
Blind, like
They
Jim
are
Jones
sheep.
going over to the drink my
That's
food.
exactly right.
That's how they are.
They really are. And the other thing that kills me is if you look at, just forget about when you are actually face-to-face socially interacting with people, but if you look at just social media alone, this has brought out the ugliness, the raw ugliness in... All I hear is... my dog is so great. This has brought out all the ugliness, the raw ugliness in the liberals and the Democratic people.
Yeah, the liberals.
And,
Yeah.
it goes to
they're
show.
so
This is the proof of the
vile.
pudding that they should be looking at.
These people on social media, they're blind, they're completely ignorant, they just follow whatever's being told to them, like hypnotically. They're rude, they're vile, they're violent, they physically and personally and verbally attack you instead of being able to have just a normal debate.
Yeah.
They make everything personal. As soon as you say something factual, they're like, oh, you're a fucking
Right.
Trumpster. Yeah,
I know.
fine. Oh, grab her by the pussy.
Yeah.
And I've said this a million times. Tell me you've never said anything like that in a personal conversation as a human being on this planet. You've never ever said something like that in a personal conversation.
I always say that to somebody.
Get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Like,
And the thing is, we just came from an Antifa riot. Dick was
you
leading it,
didn't.
and we just came from it, and it's so violent. We were so violent.
It was
so
violent.
No, something really real though is, it's not looking good, right, for Republic. I mean, based on what the news is saying, it's not looking good for
Well, if
Trump,
you look
right?
at
But
that
they're not
side of
rioting.
it.
You don't see them. Imagine
they're
if
not
it was
rioting
total
because
Trump
they're
win right
all
now.
like, oh, Biden won.
No, but I'm saying like people like us, we're just waiting it out, and we're watching the news, and we're being diligent, but nobody's breaking windows, nobody's attacking anything.
Exactly.
Imagine if it was the other way around.
I literally posted that the other day, where on a group that I belong to on Facebook, and I said, it's funny when you look at the way that Republicans and libertarians behave versus liberals and Democrats, because the minute they think that they're not getting what they want, they're not getting enough of what they want, or something happened in the world and they are protesting against it. So they burn shit down, they block traffic on the highways, they're protesting, they're being violent and assaulting people, they're destroying businesses and neighborhoods, setting cars on fire, all kinds of ridiculous,
But they're big
crazy.
babies.
They're all babies. That's exactly what happens when you tell a little kid that they can't have a cookie.
It's a
Stomp
temper
their
tantrum.
feet, they throw a fit. Right. And that's exactly their behavior since day one. And now it's amplified because the Democratic Party never said to them, this is not acceptable behavior. You need to stop doing that. None of them ever said that.
Nope.
They're adding fuel to the fire and letting them think this is okay behavior. Let's destroy our neighborhoods. Let's destroy all these businesses that people have worked through their whole lives for.
And here's another thing. Behind the scenes right now, these Antifa people are saying, if he don't concede by Sunday afternoon, we're going to be blocking the...
You saw I posted that? That
That's how I got it
somebody
from.
put it on Twitter, and I
Right.
posted it on
I
Facebook.
put it back on Twitter. I
Good.
reposted.
Good.
And I said, well, let them come around me. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
You fuck with people's livelihood. I don't care if it's Antifa
And they've been doing
or who
it.
it is.
Right.
Now you're doing it. It's got to stop because the return. You see the little kids? They're down in Washington, D.C. the last time. Antifa and all this. Now, the Trump people have surrounded them. They fall on the floor and they start crying.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Little twats.
Yeah. So when you look at their behavior
babies.
and everything that they've been doing destructively, all negative, and not only that, but what outcome do you expect when you behave like that? When you're taking down neighborhoods that these are people that live there, they've worked their whole lives to build these small little businesses and stuff. Exactly. There was a video that I saw that this woman was like crying in front of her little store, and she was like, I was just protesting with you yesterday and you just burned my shit down.
Yeah.
Like they don't even, but when you look at them versus all the Republicans and libertarians that are sitting there patiently waiting. Yeah. We've watched them do all this shit for the past 4 years with George Floyd, with Breonna Taylor, all this stuff that they've done with the protests and the violent destruction. Republicans have been like this.
I know.
Just
yeah.
waiting.
Yep. We're waiting, but now, guess what's going to happen now?
Waiting. And when Trump wins,
it's going to be
they need to be ready
hell to
because
pay.
there's going to be a civil war.
Oh, yeah.
Shit's fucking going down.
And
that's right. Yeah,
it's not only Antifa. They're trying to infiltrate the Black Lives Matter and put their whole perspective out. So Black Lives matters, and they're making it look like it doesn't.
Oh yeah.
They're giving them the wrong message. So I think it's all out. It's going to be all over with when Trump gets reelected again. It's in the next couple of weeks. It's probably going to come
scared.
out.
I can tell you that.
Well, it's nerve-wracking.
No, it is nerve-wracking, but it's going to happen. To be true,
it's going down.
It's going to be. Yeah. It's going to happen.
He's fighting it. That's the thing. He's not sitting back and saying, "Oh, geez, well, this is kind of shady." He's fighting it tooth and nail. And let me tell you something. For somebody like him, of his stature and his
stature and reputation,
he wouldn't be putting himself on the line like this.
Yeah.
To be like, I'm confident that I won. Because he is. Right. He knows he is.
Exactly.
He knows it.
Somebody just posted too.
And there's so much evidence already.
That's what I was just going to say.
There's so much
overwhelming evidence that he won.
They've got signed affidavits from people in all these different states stating there was nobody there to actually witness the counts. All these mail-in ballots came in 3 o'clock in the morning. Nobody was there to see all this shit coming in. Like, it's just the USBs. Like, there's just way too much. Way too much. And they've already arrested a couple of officials in different states that
they want to prosecute them.
Yes,
they want to prosecute. They have to.
But here's my. I'm sorry, that echoed on my side.
You can take it out.
Here's my thing about that. If me or you ever did anything to this level of treason, basically, we wouldn't even be sitting here.
No, right.
These people are just fucking.
Oh yeah.
Like.
Oh yeah, no problem. And the problem is too, there's no paper trail too. Like I think in the olden days when there's less computer stuff, it would be easier to track. Because now, I mean, look in the recount, like 10 million more votes for Biden, and they're just getting away with it. Yeah. And that's what I'm scared about. I think that they're just going to get away with it because it's hard to track. Not that they didn't do it, and not that Trump got way more votes. It's the fact that they can get away with it with all the digital shit and the Dominion and all that. I think they're gonna get away with it because they already are.
Chinese makes all the computers. The Chinese.
And Biden has ties.
And Biden,
he's got ties.
He's got ties all over the world with the money that goes to his kid and his family and all this shit. Come on.
And now we're all supposed to forget that his son is a cokehead freakazoid with two laptops that has like child pornography and all kinds of crazy shit all over it.
That's awful. I may kiss a dog, but that's it.
I kiss my dog all the time. He's beautiful. Look at him. He's so cute. You don't even get a picture of him. Look at him.
I'll get a picture. I'll get a nice picture of him. We're gonna be right back. I just gotta check these cameras because it's a new setup. Dick's big plan here. I gotta check. I just gotta make sure everything's looking good. Okay. We're gonna be right back, and what I want to talk about when we get back, you mentioned libertarians, which I did a toy in that side a little bit, but I want to know if you guys think that the libertarians ruined it for Trump in states like Georgia and stuff, because that is a lot of the difference is the votes that went to the libertarian candidate, Joe Jorgensen. The votes that went to her could have went to Trump. So I just want to know if you think that, but we'll find out when we get back. Yeah, We'll be right back.
What is that?
And we're back.
And he's back. And she's back.
I'm back.
So.
What? What's
buttons.
the question now?
The
Let's
question
get back
is,
into
do
the
you think-
politics
So
of
do
this.
you blame?
Now that my peach is all
Do you
done.
blame? Let's say the third biggest party in the United States is libertarians.
Yeah.
I played around with them a lot this election cycle because I like the idea of I like the idea of total liberty.
Yes.
Which is what libertarian is. It's even less. It's less
Less
restrictions.
government involvement,
Exactly.
correct.
Yeah.
And I really like, and I like the vice president.
Well, if you listen to
Right
Reagan,
now-
1975,
he says he's
he's libertarian.
So
I like
really
lesbiterians too.
So
Sometimes.
that's not even.
Well, it's the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the same thing. Of course, he doesn't know what to say. You know.
No, just to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
All right, on another subject, people. I want to go vote again.
I know, right?
Hey, the
Well,
Democrats.
that's what I was gonna say.
The Democrats did it.
Ten
Let's
times each,
get out there and do it again.
Yeah, I agree.
But so my question, I guess, is do you think that because the numbers are that difference, do you think that they spoiled it for
That they
Donald
took
Trump?
too many votes away
Because you would
from
think the
Trump.
people that didn't vote for the Libertarians would have voted for Trump. But I'm just saying.
I don't think
they
it hurt for the simple reason that if this election does come out, if everything is corrected and the actual valid votes are counted for,
Right.
he wins by a landslide.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I really don't think that that's going to affect anything.
Okay.
But depending on how it goes. I
Well,
mean,
and another thing is, I mean, you can vote for who you want. I mean, libertarians, they vote for libertarian, whatever the whole horse shit is. But I mean, I'm glad that they voted. It's their right to vote. But let's clear up the fact of the voter fraud and get down to brass tacks and get Trump moving, and for 4 more years.
the biggest problem I feel with this election was the fact that they were pushing the mail. Well,
Yeah, you're
if we
right.
go over to the pandemic, that it just if somebody cannot logically just look at the superficial occurrences, don't go deep into it, no conspiracy theory, just look at chronologically what has happened. If you can't tell that this virus has thrown the general public into such a fear, and then they were like, well, to accommodate the election, we're going to do mail-in ballots. They're pushing the mail-in ballots. Then they're like,
Because that's the easiest way for voter
signature
fraud.
required. Then they're like, there's been proof that a lot of states that have sent out those mail-in ballots, they weren't even valid ballots. Then you're looking at the signature comparisons. I don't know if you've seen that also.
Yeah, I saw that.
They are
That process
so
is out the window.
off. There's no way that those signatures are from the same person.
There's dead
at
people.
all.
There's people from other countries.
Hundreds of
There's
dead
crazy.
people.
It's
And
crazy.
even Giuliani found a few that he was talking about. He's like, this person died in like 1925. This person died in like 1978.
The Democrats are pushing such a bullshit lie.
They really are.
To their cult leader, their cult followers, that it's just it needs to
And
come
it
to
all
a head
boils
and
down-
stop. That's it.
Yeah. And
Go back to no more computers, no more of this stuff, no more write-in ballots.
You need to have
if
an
you
ID,
can't vote,
a valid
it's your
ID
problem.
to vote.
Right.
You need to show a valid ID to vote.
Right.
Period.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who's
And
calling?
I think it's gonna be me, right? Sorry, it's Joe Biden.
Who?
Joe Biden.
Biden?
Yeah.
Joe, I thought you were out
I
of
know
here.
you. I know you won. I know. I'm just playing along with them. Yeah, I know you won. Okay. No, I would never. He's
Sorry for that pause, people.
1994
Unnecessary
crime bill,
pause.
Let's just start with that. He wrote the bill that imprisoned some of the black people.
And Kamala enforced it.
And Kamala enforced it, exactly. Oh, I can't.
You see how many.
The virtue signaling is disgusting. The virtue signaling across the board of people that they think they're righteous, or the blue check Hollywood people, or a lot of the people that we're surrounded by, their political views are disgusting.
They're
And they push
skewed.
it-
They're
they
so
push it on
skewed.
us.
Yeah.
And like, we don't
Well,
want to.
they push it on their followers.
Oh yeah,
And
exactly.
their followers in the millions believe it. But
Right.
50% of The Rock, he lost 50 or 60%
Imagine.
of his followers for saying that he
That was a
voted for
very bad idea.
And it was a bad idea on his thought process. But the thing is,
But that happened
And-
with a lot of Hollywood elitists.
yeah,
Of course.
The minute
It
that they
happened to
said
all of
something
them.
like that,
Yep.
a lot of people just turned against
and
them.
that loses so much money for them. I mean, they're already Rock makes $60 million last year.
But imagine
you know
him though. Like you would probably think that people like us would like him, right?
Mm-hmm.
You would think.
I used to love The
You
Rock.
do.
I thought
I
he was
did
great.
too.
Yeah,
I did too.
I thought he was
And
great.
I
Now
can't
I
tell
won't
you
watch him.
how many
people
how many
I hope we lose.
And I love
how many
Scorpion King.
people I can't tell you how many people, like, you know, Hollywood singers, performers that I used to love, and then in my
Lady Gaga for one.
oh my God, she's
I
disgusting.
love
I was
No.
attacking her followers.
She's
yesterday.
disgusting. Have you seen the stuff that she's been involved
Oh,
with
yeah,
with
now.
that Maria chick?
Yeah, now it's just it's awful.
You know about Maria, whatever her name is?
The one she pushed off the roof, not that one.
No,
She pushed
Ambrovic, I think her name
I
is.
saw her
that one.
taking a video for Joe Biden.
She is a Satanist,
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah, Satanist,
um,
oh yes, I do. Yes,
Spirit
yes. And you have the
cooking.
person laying down and then he dies.
Lady Gaga,
Yeah.
like trained with her for a while and stuff. Oh my God! And it all goes down to like Pizzagate and pedophilia and all of the. Oh yeah.
I wonder if she had anything to do with that Epstein stuff.
Oh,
You
funny
never
how
know.
that all disappeared, right? Funny how that all disappeared.
Well, I hear through the grapevine.
But we're
that
conspiracy
Clinton got
theorists.
arrested for that.
Yeah.
I told Dick that Bill Clinton got arrested for before, and he's like, "Oh yeah, where?" I'm
I
like,
couldn't
"Yeah,
find
go
it anywhere. I said, "You bullshitter." I looked
He's
for
sure-
it for days.
He was looking around everywhere.
Hillary cut his nuts off anyway with that other girl with the cigar up his ass, Monica.
Yeah. So
She bit his dick right off.
before the break, we are talking about the USB votes. They're saying
the USB port on this?
USB ports. They're not on the camera that Dick's
Oh,
trying to figure
oh.
out. It's not that one, not that USB port. He gets all these memory cards that don't work. He's like, try this on the camera. I'm like, Dick, it's not gonna work. And he buys these things off of.
Well, the guy from Sony told me you're supposed to clear
Who
up
talked
the
to from
image,
Sony? You-
climage, the climage. The climage. You know, it's supposed to clear up the image by 60,
I have
85%.
no idea what's going on
I
right
don't know.
now.
Yeah, you said it by putting a memory card in, it's gonna clear the.
No. He said that it would tape it better than a regular tape, like a VHS compared to a cassette tape. Now compared to memory card. That's what he was getting in my head.
But who?
Probably was trying for me to buy
Who'd you
it.
talk to?
Somebody from Amazon.
You just said it's Sony.
Yeah, but they had to
You're like
send me
CNN.
through
You're like CNN.
Sony. Sorry about the subject, people.
You
We
saw
changed
your
it.
patient screening thing on you. Are you trying to prove a point? You would take that off if you want to look nice, but you're trying to prove a point.
It doesn't even stick anymore. It's all curling on the edges.
No, I want to know why you have that on. What's your point? You were sick. Okay.
No, I like it on me. It's,
You have a
it's
point.
part of the accessory.
You're trying
He's
to prove
even got his collar popped.
Yeah.
Did you see
What
What
that?
happened?
You know what you could do? You could just tell the audience you're in the hospital. You don't have to wear the patient screening sticker. That's what you're doing. You're right. It's a point you're trying to prove. Okay. Say it now. Get it out of the way so you can take it off and look better.
But I'm not. I just think it's a nice accessory from Brigham and Women's. It's like a nice little thing for them because I would send
just
anybody
tell them
there for
what
health
happened
reasons.
and take the sticker off.
Anybody should
And
go
look
there for
better.
health reasons because they take good care of you.
Okay.
Look at
And
me.
you're gonna keep it on. You're gonna keep it on.
Why not?
You could take it off.
Clearly, it's upsetting him.
Get a close up of this, people.
He wants everybody to know he was in the hospital. Okay, great, done, great. And you're gonna ruin the marble countertop, granite. What is this? I don't know.
Oh, it's fake.
Dick could probably assess.
All right, let's go back. Come on.
But
I'm off
USB
the subject
the
over here because of my
USB
big illnesses.
Fake illnesses? You're like Fox News now.
Dude, he already called you CNN. Now he called you Fox.
Well,
We're
it's
going
the
down
same
the
thing at
line.
this point.
I'm like
MSNBC.
I'm more like Newsmax, brother.
Ooh, the USB cables they fought. The USB ports.
Yeah, I
the
saw
USB
that,
drives
yeah.
with 50,000
USBs.
volts each.
Yep.
What's the whole deal with that? Because I was looking into a little bit about that.
I saw that today on, I forget what it was. It came on my phone on the news channel, and it said that they found USB ports with so many people on each one, Democrats. There was Republican, but the Democrats had stole them with thousands and thousands of names that they wouldn't put in for votes.
For
now they're
Republican.
looking, huh?
For Republican
For
votes.
Republican
What
votes,
people
yeah.
are saying though is that the thing is that every time Rudy Giuliani tries to present evidence, the courts are saying
His
I mean,
GSMN leaks?
No, they're saying that there isn't any. It says Pennsylvania GOP says we won't interfere in the electoral
Yeah, but
college.
Pennsylvania just-
Michigan.
Yeah, but listen, did you hear this
GOP,
today?
No info to change the outcome.
Wait a
In other
minute.
words, it's
We got
saying
an exclusive here from Anna.
No,
There's
not
no
me.
evidence.
Pennsylvania,
I hope there is.
I think it was today or yesterday that said that they actually did stop, so that they could confirm
Yeah.
the actual votes. They did stop.
Yeah, but also
But I mean-
Wisconsin or Minnesota, one of them stopped too.
Well, the thing is, the night of, I was watching a documentary about the Bush and Gore thing, and they stopped the vote there's probably more votes for Gore. Not that I agree
Gore?
with Al Gore at all. Al Gore and Bush.
When Bush
Oh,
was
you're
there.
talking about the old.
Yeah,
I'm
but
like,
they
he didn't run.
They stopped the vote, the Supreme Court, because they said that they would lose in the states, and they stopped, and they took a Supreme Court, which is what Trump should do. And
Yes.
I think that
Yeah,
Trump.
that's what they're doing
He
now.
is
Yeah.
doing
They
it.
have to go through the channel, so
But
once
the
it's
thing
dropped
is, they
off, they're
stopped
going to
it
go to the
so
Supreme
early
Court.
because if the votes came in, then Gore would have won. But the
Right.
thing is, they stopped it so early. They stopped it so, and Trump tried to, and he didn't. I don't
Listen,
think he
Gore
successfully
did win.
stopped it.
Gore
but
won
he
for
didn't
30 days.
But he didn't successfully stop. Oh fuck, Mike's dead. It's fine. Yeah. Just so he said, I'm gonna change.
You could probably, it's probably going to catch you anyway.
He successfully stopped the vote in time, and I don't think everything was stopped in time as far as what we're trying to do. You know what I mean? Because with Gore and Bush, they stopped the vote that night.
Yep.
You know, and they did.
Yeah.
And that's why they won, and then they took it to the Supreme Court. I mean,
Not everybody's
But that
celebrating.
just
See,
shows
people
how
forget
dirty
that.
they are
Exactly.
because
right.
they
Even
they
today,
refused to stop it in time.
right.
Right.
And I
Even
don't-
today, everybody's, Biden and Kamala won, all this horseshit. Nobody won yet. The Board of Canvassers nothing's been counted
The Electoral
fully yet.
College
The Electoral
has
College
not-
has not even gotten their ballots yet.
no,
their ballot
nothing.
count yet. Nothing. The legal ballot count. So
Right.
it's a bunch of horseshit.
I just hope that they take it to the Supreme Court in time.
They got till
Is it
December
gonna go?
13th. Of course
But
it
is
is.
it gonna- 'cause
It was
so far,
denied. It was
in these
denied
states,
today.
yeah, right.
And then, but today's only November 30th. Guess what? They got 13
2
more
weeks.
days.
Yeah.
They got 2 weeks to bring it to the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Anytime before the 13th, so they can hear this in February. If
Right.
it comes to that point,
Is
and
your
then
thing
nobody's
good
going to
now?
win.
You good?
Yeah, it's good. Do you think though that Trump? I'm not trying. I am playing the devil's advocate a little bit, but I believe I want the same results that you guys want. But do you think that Trump's starting to talk, a little pessimistic? If you look at what he's saying, it's not. I mean, he says a few things that he's like, if
Well, he
something
doesn't wanna
happens,
sound
I
right.
will.
He doesn't listen.
He doesn't want to sound pompous because he knows he's
Exactly,
going to win. now.
because and not only that,
that what it
but
is?
people have been calling him an egotistical maniac and all this shit.
No, he's really not.
Just a quick correction on myself. I actually do think that he's an egomaniac. I mean, at least he has an ego, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing at all, actually. Not bad. Not bad. Very good.
But he's really not. And if they ever even listened to him speak, they would realize he's not the person that they portray
Yes.
him to
Oh,
be.
yeah, right.
He really isn't. Everything I have ever seen him say is he's always got this positive outlook. He's always very reassuring. The thing that really pisses me off, kind of off the subject a little bit, but just the fact that if you listened to the State of the Union address, that was what? January?
January, yeah.
Right? He addressed the virus that affected China
January 26th.
right in that speech and said, at this point, we're going to stop international travel. We're going to
Yep.
try to do everything we can to make sure that it doesn't come here. And if it does, we're going to try to combat it as soon as we can. And
Yep.
then to this day, there are still
Xenophobic.
these idiots that are like, he's never done anything to prevent anything from happening to us.
He did extreme
Like,
measures, and he saved so
took
many
Yes,
lives,
it was
millions.
extreme measures they
And
were.
the fucked up part about that is the fact that right when he said that, the Democrats were like, oh my God, he's taking things to the extreme. He's trying to scare everybody. Nancy Pelosi went to Chinatown in New York,
Yep.
surrounded by a crowd of people. Come
Yeah,
to Chinatown. Come be with all of us.
No
There's
mask.
nothing to be scared about. Nobody even acknowledges that.
No.
It's exciting to be here, especially at this time, to be able to be unified with our community. We want to be vigilant about what it might be on what is out there in other places. We want to be careful about how we deal with it, but we do want to say to people, come to Chinatown. Here we are. We're, again, careful, safe, and come join us.
Because
She's
of all
horrible.
this, do you see what's going on now?
She's
though?
horrible.
Even some of the Democrats want her out.
I know.
A lot of the Democrats are coming together now saying, wow, she caused this much trouble for our party. We want to get her out.
Really, I know that.
Yeah.
Listen, it's been Pelosi, Schumer, Maxine Waters,
I know.
and that
Maxine.
whole
She's just a
squad.
fool.
Yeah.
They
Oh.
all need to go.
No.
They need
It's
And,
part of the
and know what the
swamp.
problem is with the squad too, specifically me coming from the left standpoint, right? Because you guys are always where you were. I was from that Bernie Sanders left side, and I changed. Actually, Reagan was that way too. I found out yesterday. I watched a documentary. He was left, liberal, and then he was like, "Wait a second." He
This is
learned,
wrong.
and that's exactly what happened with me too. And the problem with AOC and people like that is that they try to join the Democratic Party with certain causes and certain things that they think is going to change the world, and they get swallowed by the Democratic Party, and they totally get used by Nancy. She calls Nancy Pelosi. I was arguing with my left friend the other day, and she calls Nancy Pelosi Mama Bear. Like she's going in with us as a socialist, as a kind of like, changing the world type of
Right.
really left person. And you go into the Democratic Party, you get swallowed by them, and you end up passing all their policies behind closed doors, and you present yourself. So what happens is the left movement dies
because they're
when they try to
ass
join the
ass
Democratic Party.
kissers.
They
kiss,
are ass kissers,
They
exactly.
kiss the ass.
Exactly, and that's what happened
try
to Bernie
to get
Sanders
what they
too.
want.
Yeah.
And now
It's
when
so
these
unfortunate.
older Democratic people like Pelosi
Yep.
see this younger generation coming in, and they're like, "Oh my God, they
And they
love
need
me."
the token.
Exactly.
Those people that for the new
Exactly.
generation, the left people, the really the
Exactly.
people that have good intentions, they take those people and they swallow them whole, and they use them.
Yep.
And it fools people that really are good people and want change.
Right.
It fools them.
Yep.
Right.
And it uses them, abuses them, and fools them. And that's what happens.
Also,
It's horrible.
with the Democrats, especially Nancy Pelosi and Schumer, when they tried to pass that bill, was 18,000 pages or whatever it was, and
Oh,
they
they
said,
slipped so much bullshit
well,
into that
Well,
bill.
here's what happened with Trump.
The biggest upward transfer of wealth in human history.
In that
in
bill.
the
last
CARES
Corona
package.
bill.
Was it the CARES?
Yeah,
package?
the last Corona bill, because there was so much to read. But the one
$3
before
trillion.
that was done by her, and they wanted to pass it like overnight. And all this shit. She said, just pass
sign it,
it
just
now.
pass it.
Pass it now. Read it later.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Trump says after this, after that first one that he passed, they started to go through and they said, "What the fuck? She's pushing bills for people, money
Oh,
for
yeah.
people."
The largest
Congress
upward
is all
transfer
getting
of wealth.
Yep.
all tons
In
of
political
wealth.
history.
The Congress is all getting raises for doing nothing. They don't take no time at all down in Washington
Right.
D.C. until Trump came in and said, "Look here, you people need
That's
to
why they
work.
don't like
These
them.
Right.
taxpayers are paying you.
Right.
You need to work."
Yeah.
So
But this is what leads me to say that the packages that are coming out that she's trying to push, Trump says, no, we're going to read them first.
right,
Now, I'm not signing anything till it's read. Or even
And
when it
he's
goes past
right.
the Senate. The Senate needs
he's
to go over
absolutely right.
it. Do you buy anything you buy? You know something about.
Right,
You know what I mean? Or you just don't buy it.
right,
Right.
Right. You're going to buy a bill?
And that's
Right
why
there,
people like
Pelosi.
Bernie Sanders and stuff too, because they see 1,200 stimulus checks. That's the thing is, you're giving 1,200 to the people. You're giving $3 trillion to the top, the oligarchy, the top 20 people in the world.
Know how many
that,
people
all money's going to
abuse
them.
that money?
That's how much went to them.
I know.
$3 trillion.
I know, but
Isn't
you
that
see how much
ridiculous?
money that got abused. Like Raimondo just announced yesterday, last night on Twitter, that she's giving out $400 million,
400,
200 million, and she had that money sitting in Bank of America
she's been
for
sitting
6
on
months.
It. Yep,
Yeah.
6 fucking months.
Yep.
While everybody sunk.
right.
She's a
Businesses
dirty,
have
rotten
closed.
slob.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
She is one of the swamp people because she
She
wants
is
a
a
position in
wicked
Biden's
swamp.
cabinet.
She brought in all the Hondurans, all the people, which I don't really care about a lot of this stuff, but don't sneak people in because other people have to pay the taxes for these
Well, because she
people.
needed the votes.
She needed the votes.
Yeah.
Honduras, from Guatemala. She said, my doors are open. I went to a TEDx conference, and I hate that TEDx conference shit because it's a bullshit. I only went because my sister was a speaker. And when I went, and the Providence mayor's going, we have a sanctuary city, all over the place on the stage. It completely turned me off because he was so stupid. Now I hear that he wants to run for governor after...
Oh, he does. Elorza, yes, he does.
After...
Fung's gonna run. He's gonna run, and
we got to get Fung in.
Brown.
Fung needs to get
Fung
in
needs to
so
be
bad.
the governor of Rhode
He
Island,
really
unless
does.
there's somebody else might run as a libertarian. Me.
We're talking. About
I gotta
what are you
get.
talking
We were
about?
talking about him, so I'm gonna see if I can get a signature. I don't need 2,000.
1,000.
So
Could do it.
look at this, people.
There's one right there. I think.
Vote right here.
Hi.
I'll think about signing. So you might have two. We'll see.
Huh?
Well, we might have two. You might have two. I'll sign it
We'll
maybe.
do it together.
Look at that. Now you only need 190.
1,998.
1,998.
No.
I can do the math.
What?
1,998. That's what you need.
Yeah, that number. I want to take a break for a second, and what I want to talk about when we get back is what you guys think of the governors, the Democratic governors. Like, I want to hyper focus on
Nationwide or here?
I want to focus on ours, Gina Raimondo, her hypocrisy of Democratic governor and what she does hypocritically, and also Gavin Newsom, which the Democratic governor of California. So much hypocrisy there. I just want to talk about Cuomo as well, actually.
He's in trouble,
and he's getting an Emmy, by the way, for saving so many people. Remember all the people he sent to the nursing homes, all those people that died? Remember that? Yeah, and he's getting an Emmy. He's getting an Emmy. That's how shitty Hollywood is, and we love Hollywood, but they're so fucking Democrat and shitty, and it's horrible. See, we'll talk about
because
Newsom.
The majority of those Hollywood elitists that they've never had a real job, they've never had to actually work. Yeah. And punch in and punch out and like be a subject to a corporation or a company.
Yep.
They have no idea what the real world is actually like.
No, exactly.
For somebody like me, I literally live paycheck to paycheck, and I'm lucky.
That's why you got to give her that money back.
Have the
I know. She gave us money for the.
Stop it!
She just put it in my pocket. This is how the Italians do. They say
you can't charge. This is a wonderful lady. You
Thank
can't
you.
be taking her money for being on. He's taking side money to be on the show.
She gave me the money.
Stop it. Are we playing Chinese football? Is that racist?
We'll be right back,
Taylor. Is that racist?
We have a lot to talk about the governors. No, that's racist.
You can't. It's racist. Fucking broad.
Oh.
Hi guys, just a quick interjection. For the rest of this episode, you're not going to be seeing me, and the reason for that is because the camera that was used for my coverage was using this SD card. It's called Lavexis. We bought it on Amazon, and it's a 512 gigabyte card, and that seemed like too good of a deal to be true because it was like $30 or something, and I was like, $30 and 512 gigabytes, that doesn't add up usually. It turns out that it was a knockoff brand from China. It's always China, isn't it? It's always China. But hey, what are you gonna do? Enjoy Dick's face.
Want to put these? Can I put these back there so they don't think I'm an alcoholism?
Too late. Go ahead.
Wait,
where's my dog?
Huh?
Where's my dog?
I think you joined at BLM.
Yeah.
But is the camera okay?
Not anymore.
Sure is.
This is what happens when you let Antifa take control of your show.
Oh, now I fucked the camera up again.
All right, now let's get back to the governor. Of what state?
I just want to talk about the tyranny of the governors and the hypocrisy of the governors, right? Because if you're going to be so tyrannical, you have to follow your own rules. And they're not. They're not following their own rules.
No,
right? Gavin Newsom had a big party.
Why are you getting into the rules of it all? And these governors think they can rule everything down to you, right into your house. They can't.
Yeah.
There's different rules and regulations back in the 1800s where, if you read the Constitution, I forget which one it is now.
I actually never read it.
Huh?
Did you guys read it? Have you read it?
I got the Constitution at home. Different things that I have.
Yeah.
And in there, and people point it out anyway because we don't have to look at it. They bring it out all the time.
You have the Constitution.
And there's the Constitution right here.
Is it a book? Is it that long?
The entire Constitution and the Bill of Rights.
Yep.
Whoa. We should read it.
And every amendment.
No, but you have to refer it back.
We have something in that Constitution.
The law of the land.
It is. That's the law of the land.
The basic, if you want to break it down to the most basic thing ever, every governor is to abide by this here.
Right. And they're not.
And
right.
within
some of my governors you elect don't even know there's a Constitution.
Within this,
stupid fucks.
Within this, it specifically says that if a state deems a law, like if they make a law and it goes against the Constitution,
it's not
that they are in violation of the federal law.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what's happened.
It has to be voted on.
For decades. Yep. Governors have been pushing these laws that have violated. Second Amendment's a perfect example.
Yep.
You are not, if you go by the actual Constitution, you are not supposed to violate or manipulate that Second Amendment in any way, because you know why? The perfect words in this Second Amendment say, shall not be infringed. Right. You are not to fuck with this at all, in any way, shape, or form. Yep. We have a legal right to bear arms. No, it's not by a fucking musket or whatever the hell you want to call it, because that was the gun that was, out when the Constitution was written? No. The entire reason that people came to this country and started a new country was to get away from the tyranny of England. They were trying to get away from all that they were taking rights away from people in England left and right.
Taxing them
outrageously. To the point where when we were here in Rhode Island and they had in the Gaspee days, when they had Gaspee.
In Newport.
Is that the Great Gatsby movie's about? I didn't watch it.
Yeah, the Great Gatsby was filmed in Newport.
Is that what it's about?
No, not Gatsby.
That's not the same thing.
It's Gaspee.
I don't know.
Gaspee. Gaspee is
It's just
in
a question. I
Warwick.
don't know. Different thing.
Gaspee is in
The
Warwick.
Great Gatsby. The movies that was.
That's a wonder. I don't know. I'm just asking.
What was in that? That famous guy there.
Leonardo.
No. Leonardo.
I'm sorry to distract from your point. I was just asking a question.
Anything that we were talking about.
I was just asking a question.
It's not Gaspee.
I don't know.
It's Gaspee.
Let me finish with the Constitution.
Okay,
please.
and
We need to learn something on this.
Let's take Gaspee away from it.
Sure.
We'll even talk about the Boston Tea Party.
Okay.
Same exact
I
thing.
hate Boston.
Yep.
In general.
Same exact thing.
Yep.
So they were trying to get away from all that taxation. They wanted to have a free land, a land where all the residents were able to basically do what they needed to do to survive within the legal confines of this.
Yep.
Right.
This is what makes this country.
There's no fluff in there. That's all just Constitution.
This is Constitution
big
and the
book.
Bill of Rights.
And the Bill of Rights, yeah.
And it's all the amendments in the Constitution.
It's a good book.
I will buy this
should
for
read
you. I bought one for both my sons.
You need to read
Yeah.
it.
You can
I
have
gotta
this
read
one.
it.
I'll just get myself another one. Amazon.
But what if you forget about the words of it and you start becoming a liberal?
Yours.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas. I love you.
Thank you. Wow. I can read up on the Constitution. But what
should
if
be
you
doing
forget?
Huh?
What if
Do you want a
forget?
Bible? I have an extra one.
I get two of them at my house.
No, I got
Quran
Bibles.
And the Bible.
You should read the Bible.
But if I take this and I learn all this, what if you forget and you become a
I
liberal?
just told
Read
you
the
I'm going to
Bible.
buy
The Bible
another
will
one on
catch fire.
Amazon.
You'd vote for Hillary Clinton if she ran again. I don't know. Hillary Clinton has a book. She probably has it. Here she comes with Hillary Clinton's book.
You
Hillary
can have
sucks.
this one. Have you read it?
No,
You
actually.
should. You know why? Because
Well,
if
that's
you
a
read
nice Bible.
Revelations, that is where we are right now.
The end of times.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We are in the end times. So my son bought me that one,
This is not signed.
and it's very tiny. And so he bought me this one
So you can read it.
that actually it has maps and stuff in
Yep.
it. It's like
Wow.
this is a really amazing.
You're like halfway through. What have you
Wow.
learned so far? What have you learned so far? You got through that a lot.
How beautiful
I see a bookmark.
That's nice.
Yeah,
You're
I
like
have
400
Now,
that.
did
pages
you
in
just
there.
sign any of these? At the book signing? I'm just asking.
No, I
They have a Bible study.
I was in the, I told you I was.
it's
St.
really
Patrick's
nice
School.
quality.
I was going to St.
Now that's a holy book. Make sure you.
I did nice
You don't. No, but what I'm saying is, when you take it home, don't throw it around.
Am I
Don't-
actually taking the?
Next time you see it's
I'm
going to be a back of
giving
a
those
shop
to
full
you.
of gum.
I'm giving those to you.
You got all your lessons in. You don't need.
You got that one.
Do you see how big this one is?
There's more lessons in that one.
There's maps and stuff.
That's what I mean. More maps you can follow.
This is a study Bible, so it has references to each passage.
It's easy to understand that way, you know.
Yes.
Okay. I know. I want to make sure we're all covered.
I'm just saying.
Dick, we can share this one.
I got one at home. My next door neighbor was a Muslim, and they gave me one of the Quran. I was starting to read them and compare the two. They're very similar.
Most religions.
But you never get them virgins as a Christian. When you go to heaven, the Muslims are got all those fucking virgins sitting around waiting for you. But the Christians, you go up there and it's like you got to beg Peter to get through the door, and all of a sudden, what's behind them? Lollipops and shit like that. No virgins.
Lollipops.
Hey, it's a blow pop. I'm pop. I'm sorry.
Why do you have a blow pop with you?
Because I'm pop.
Cause he's ready for that fucking joke.
No, because I don't chew them, but the kids give it to me. I don't chew them because I don't like the gum in them and all that shit. It gets in your teeth.
So you just keep it in your pocket? That's
In case
what
anybody
she
wants a blow
said.
pop. I offer it and tell them the reason behind it, but nobody likes to take it.
Because kids are trained to not take candy from strangers. Hell.
Look at the ghost just showed up.
No, I'm Sia.
Oh yeah.
We're just gonna take a quick break.
No, we're not.
We'll be right back, and here we are.
Looks like you're not sleeping well.
Megan! What? Hey!
Here's the problem with down pillows. You lay there, you feel comfortable, and guess what? It goes down.
We're back, and I have read the whole Bible and the whole Constitution. and I'm
hasn't.
very
Oh my
enlightened.
God!
He hasn't.
And I know I respect everything.
Good.
You respect everything?
Mary Magdalene. I read the Bible, right? She's the queen bee, right? Mary Magdalene.
No.
Isn't she the one?
No.
Mary Magdalene.
Mary Magdalene is the one that washed at Jesus' feet, and
Isn't she the?
he took the demons away from her.
Oh, she's not like the mother of Jesus.
No,
No,
that
was
was
Mary.
Mary.
Right.
That was Virgin Mary.
Oh my God!
They just happened
That's not
to
the same
both-
Mary.
Dude,
She was
it
a
was-
virgin all her
it
life.
was-
He came out like nothing happened.
Do
They
you know,
went back and looked, and they said,
do
"Oh
you know
my
how
God,
common
she's still a virgin."
the name Mary is? There were two.
Don't you, they should? Oh man, they should
Mary
simplify
Magdalene
this.
was-
You know who also did a good Bible series was Mark Burnett, the executive producer of Celebrity Apprentice. His Bible series he did with his wife. They did one season. It was beautiful. It
What
was like
was that called?
it was called the Bible, and it was
No.
yes.
You're shitting me.
Is this readable? Is this readable? Like, can you read this and like get through it?
That is the
Passion of the
King,
Christ
King
and
James
Kim Jong-un
version.
version. So is it hard to read?
A little bit.
Okay, I'll try.
You're smart. You should be able to
I
wing
know.
it.
I'm smart with certain things.
You
It's
got a
like-
little bit of false hopes in that one. So anyway, let's
trying to talk
let's see what the governors in certain states are doing.
It is tyrannical, and the
They're all
Democrats are
blue,
taking
envious,
over, and they're being really tyrannical, and
All the governors in the blue states suck a big whopping cock. There you go.
they do. Even Gina
What do you
Raimondo.
have to say about Raimondo?
Yeah, I think Raimondo sucks. She's a terrible.
We have a
governor.
okay. So
She
for the
invited all
audience
these
who doesn't
people.
know about Rhode Island, we have a Democratic governor, just like Gavin Newsom, just like Cuomo in New York. Same thing. They're all on the same page, and I thought their agenda was to cripple cripple our own infrastructure, our own economy,
infrastructure.
And they did.
And they did.
Also,
And they crippled the economy and physically. Here's what I think happened too.
they're on coup together.
They committed with this disease this so-called virus
Pandemic.
that everybody, 50% of all Americans had, and have already got an antibody to it. 50%.
Did you get
I
it?
think it's Democrat genocide. They killed people with this disease purposely.
But it's not
That's
even
my
that
thing.
deadly. That's the thing. They want it to be.
But they want it.
to
I'm
be.
saying, no,
Because
even
Bill
if
Gates
they're
and all
not all
those people
dead
are
yet,
ready to
but
strike
they-
the
by-
pandemic, and they didn't
They're
get it.
committing genocide
They
by
had to.
this. By keeping
Push
the
it.
people at home. People are they're committing suicide. They're getting fat. They get the anxiety so bad that they can't get out of the house anymore. It's a very bad thing that they're coercing
segregating
people to do.
people.
Huh?
They're segregating people, and the
Yep.
worst part
And
about
they're making
this
people fight. It's
is
not
that
good.
If you look at social media in the past, like 10 years,
right? I wouldn't even go further back than that. But
Yeah.
in the past 10 years, social media alone has taken away from human interaction.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Person to person communication. We're to the point where, like, back in the day, husbands and wives, how did they meet each other? They would go out, they would
newspaper.
socialize, they would, no,
End up in
newspaper.
a
What
beetle.
the fuck is
My
wrong
next door
with
neighbor
you?
met her husband by a newspaper.
stop it.
Really?
No, but how?
You don't have no ice. No ice for you.
Oh, thanks. Though.
Give me a minute, I'll get you some fucking ice.
I don't care. You're a good auntie.
All right, anyway, like I was saying,
Before
people would meet in social situations. You would go to a wedding, you would meet a nice girl, you would go out dancing, you would
Yep.
meet a nice boy,
Yep.
go to a bar, whatever, even like a football game. That's how you met people. Not even for relationships, but just in general.
Yeah.
That's how you
Just to be
met
social.
people. Because humans in general are a social species.
Right.
We cannot survive leading a solitary life because statistically proven, when you look at people that lead a solitary life, they end up passing away much sooner than people that have social interactions, they
Yep.
have social relationships.
Right.
So the point of this plandemic that they have spread upon this country and other countries is, in order for them to try to win this election, they had to prohibit people from interacting face to face. From getting that facial recognition, from getting that facial response. Like, you know, when you're speaking to somebody, you can tell if I'm offended. You can tell if I'm with you. You know what I mean? You lose that. The other part of that, on the other side of the spectrum, is people get what's called Facebook muscles. So all of a sudden, all these Democrats talk all this shit, vile, hateful shit online. Because if you post something that you really believe in, like, you know, the Republican stance and what it means, all these Democrats and liberals are like, you're a Trumpster, you're a piece of shit, I hope you fucking get the virus and die. They've said it to me.
I know.
Are you going to say that to me face to face out on the street? I will knock you the fuck out.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And that's what they're afraid of.
And that's what they're afraid of. But online, on social media, it takes away from that fucking physical presence. Not only that, but they've taken kids out of school, so it's like they don't even have that social interaction that they need to survive.
Exactly.
When you look at this generation that has been raised on computer games and TV shows, and that's their babysitters. When they get home from school, they come home, they watch TV, they get online, they play video games, they lose all that social interaction. They have no social skills. They're socially retarded. And now these people are right at that age where they're ready to vote. And they're all, you have offended me? Oh my God, I'm so
And imagine
offended.
how many of them voted and they don't deserve, they actually don't know enough to be able to vote.
I've told people, 18, 19-year-old kids, how are you going to vote?
And they do.
And they want to lower the voting age to 16. The Democrats are fucking idiots.
The only reason that this generation, people in this generation voted against Trump is for the simple reason that they were like, everybody says that they hate him so much, and oh my God, I hate him. I'm not voting for him.
They don't even know.
Do you know what
his
policies are? Do you know what he stands for?
Do you know anything about him?
Do you know what he has accomplished in this past 4 years? Do you know anything at all? Take away the personal aspect of it. Do you know, have you looked at what he has accomplished and what he has tried to accomplish but has been roadblocked by the Democratic Party? Have you seen any of that? You have the audacity to call somebody a sexist and a rapist. Rapist.
Pedophile.
Oh my God.
I'm sure it's on the list.
They call him a racist.
Yeah.
And here's Joe Biden in the pool with kids raising their hair on his legs.
They don't even look.
Right up to his balls.
One of the first things that Trump did was to assign millions of dollars to historically black community colleges. That was one of the very first things that he did. And he has been advocating for the black community, even for LGBTQ. He's been advocating for all of them. But they don't do Trump. They don't do the research. They don't do the research. They don't look at it. And because
they listen to the media,
mainstream media will not acknowledge the things that he has done, and they will not publicize it. So these people are like, I don't need to do research because CNN tells me. Like,
it's a shame.
They have no fucking idea.
And that's why
it's a total shame.
Have to end.
Where's my whiskey?
That kind of rhetoric on TV, that negative talk.
Awful.
No, it's a total shame, and that people, like, especially the younger generation, which is such a shame to see them all going to Joe Biden and stuff. I'm like, what are you doing? You don't even know what's going on. Like me going back to where I came from with Bernie Sanders. I'm like, I can see why you can stand for like healthcare for all and stuff. I can see where you came from with that, or against the banks, or against big pharma. That's where he came from, right? That's what he stood for originally. He got swallowed by the Democratic Party.
Not to cut you short, but don't forget what you were going to say. If you look, Trump has been battling to try to get big pharma to lower prescription drugs.
And he is. He's doing it on the way out.
He's still doing it. He's still doing it.
With how much it's going to cost you before you do anything. You have to tell me how much it's going to cost. Democrats have been.
That's why they don't. That's why they want him out. That's why they team up with mainstream media.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. You're right though. You're right. They're teaming up to push him out, and anything they want. Like, and actually, the only person who defended Bernie over himself, Bernie didn't even defend himself, which is sad. The only person that defended him was Trump. Trump always defended Bernie. He's like, he got screwed, and I know he got screwed by the Democratic Party, and he got screwed the second year too. What happened? You want to know what happened? He got bought out. Something happened.
That's right.
It's
He
such
did
a
get
shame.
bought out.
The only
He
one
got
that
shut
defends
up.
Bernie besides himself
Let me
is
tell you
Trump.
something. AOC helped
Oh,
shut him
she's
up.
a despicable.
The squad
Yeah, they
helped
did.
shut up.
Because they got bought
Bernie.
out.
They all got
They
bought
come
out.
in. They show this. We're here for you, and we're the infiltrators, and they're not.
No.
They get swallowed by the Democratic Party.
Oh yeah. He's been fighting a battle since 2016. Before that, in 2015 and a half, before when he announced that he's going to go run for president, they've been on him. Oh, Barack Obama himself.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Don't get
And the
me started
FISA
on
courts
him,
was
please.
spying on
He's a
him.
war
So it's a big bunch of bullshit.
Well, the funny thing is that they have these two outsiders, which was Trump and Bernie Sanders were the two outsiders because it was supposed to be Jeb Bush against Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
Just the same old, same old.
Yeah.
That's what they expected.
That's what they
Then Trump
expected,
just
yeah.
decimated them, and Bernie Sanders
Decimated.
almost did, but he just wasn't as good. He just wasn't as good as Trump was. That's what it was.
Bernie lied to
totally
him.
different people.
He
They're
told,
totally
he had
different
his own
people.
perspective, but
But-
he told the people the wrong numbers all the time.
Yeah.
It's only going to cost $250 million. It's going to cost $7 trillion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's way out of the ballpark. Let me tell you something. Money doesn't matter anything with people's lives. So I don't care about that.
No.
But a human being should have access to being cured no matter what.
Yeah.
Because you're a prize to be born, and nobody asked to be born. So I think medically, people should be taken care of.
No, and I think what happened with in 2016 at least was you have the two outsiders, and both parties didn't want them. But I think Donald Trump was at least a little more aligned with what the world interests are.
He was focused
Right.
more on middle class.
Yeah.
He was focused more on the working class.
He met in the
people.
middle, I thought. Yeah.
He made a valiant effort, even to this day, when he does his rallies and everything. He's gone to American-made companies like Harley Davidson, like all of these, like, you know, American-based
Bethlehem
companies.
Steel,
Yes.
all the places that matter.
And
The car company.
even
Yeah.
the farmers, he's just been
farmers.
like, listen, you have been ignored long enough. We've been, you know, shipping our companies and our work overseas for far too long. This needs to come back
And
to
letting
the US.
China infiltrate the United
Exactly.
States, not only with the intellectual, but also buying out farms and buying this out and buying that out. And they, remember years, I don't know how many years ago it was, probably 40, 50 years ago, when Japan started buying up a lot of America, and they put a stop to it, saying you can't, like at a point, they would have owned over 50% of America, 51%. That means they own America.
Right.
So they had to put a moratorium or whatever it was on foreign people buying land in the United States,
Yeah.
or countries, so that they couldn't build and they couldn't take over America, so to speak. You know what I mean? But
Who's
now
allowing that?
China is so mad because they're building, between all this fighting, they're out there building islands to fight against India, to fight against America. But in hindsight, Trump says, hey, wait a minute. They're using all this money, these trillions of dollars on imports and tariffs and all this shit, and we're not getting anything.
No.
They're making all this money to build
But
islands.
he said that
and to
30
build-
years ago.
Oh, yeah, but he's
30 years ago, he said
they're
that.
building these islands to fight and be number
Right.
one in the world. We
Right.
had to put a stop to it, or
Right.
we'd be fucked.
Right.
And right now, if Trump doesn't get in, we lost everything. It'll be another uphill battle for the next election, and it'll be a bad one. Too.
I'm
It's got to be a
concerned.
Republican. It's great that people get out and vote, but it has to be legal voting. And
Not
that's what
only
has to be
that,
done,
I
is
feel
legal
as
voting.
though, you know, if you are going to exercise your constitutional right to vote, you need to vote based on that person's policies and what they
Yeah.
are moving towards.
Yep.
Not because, oh, Orange Man bad.
Exactly.
Like, that is, you are abusing your constitutional right, which actually should be illegal. Like, you're violating it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you
They
don't,
need to get right in there and vote.
You need
on
to
what-
understand
what
what
the
that
premise of
person,
their vote is
right?
gonna
What
be.
are their policies?
Right.
What are they going for? Does this person represent what I believe in? That's what you need to be voting for.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have to see the person.
You're not
They-
showing
you
your
can't-
intellectual value if you can't take it that next step further.
Exactly. When people say to me, "Oh, he's a pedophile," I says, "Oh, where'd you hear that? Can you
He's
tell me
never
anything
done
else?
anything-
Can you tell
anything
me
to insinuate
specifically
that.
when that happened?"
They can't.
And nobody can.
Never.
Anytime somebody
No.
says something
Of course
about it,
not.
I go, "Or that anything he does." I say, "When did that happen?" They don't know.
Never.
Nobody knows the real truth.
Never.
The real truth
Not
is
only
the
that,
guy's
but you
taking
know
care
what?
of America and draining that swamp, and the Democrats are fucking pissed
And you
that
know-
they've been had.
Right.
They have been had.
The thing that really upsets me the most about all the things that they say about Trump is, first of all, before he ran for president, everybody loved Trump.
Yeah.
Everybody
loved him.
rappers loved
Celebrities.
Trump. They put him in his songs.
Oh, yeah.
The Hollywood
wrote him
loved
books.
Trump. They
Yep.
were all over him.
Yep.
Trump was a great guy. Then all of a sudden, when he started running against Hillary was the one that
And they were best friends.
infiltrated
I know.
everybody's minds and was like, oh, he's so misogynistic. He's a sexist. He's racist. He's this, he's that. No, the fuck he isn't.
Right.
And then they want to persecute him because, oh, look at all the businesses that he started that failed. Well, you know what? That shows that he has a lot of integrity.
And he keeps trying and trying.
This
and trying.
doesn't work. I'm going to try something else. He keeps it moving.
Right.
That is the goal of life. And if
Yep.
you are so retarded that you don't know, oh, I tried this and it didn't work, so I'm just going to sit here and wallow in my misery until I die.
Look at
That's
my
not
pillow.
life.
Same thing.
That's
My
not life.
pillow. He just
You
struggled
have
and
to
he struggled
keep
and he
it
struggled.
moving.
Now he's sleeping good.
With a nice pillow.
Yeah, my pillow. Well, anyway, people, Trump is a good guy. The Democrats suck.
What would have happened under Democratic rule as far as the country goes? I think what would have happened was total tyrannical rule. I think what they wanted was total tyrannical rule, and they didn't get that under Trump, which is shocking for this.
Which is why they hate him so much.
Exactly.
They tried to-
Exactly. That's what
Listen,
they
I
wanted.
told you that
They
before.
wanted
They
them
were
to take
had.
total. And what he
Democrats
did
put
which
their
is shocking.
finger on their people. They keep people down, like Haiti and these countries that don't allow people to progress.
Like
They don't want
Nazi
people
Germany.
progressing.
They're doing it like Nazi
Yeah.
Germany.
Yeah.
And people don't realize it. The Democratic Party has always been in control of the people. You know what? You want welfare? We'll give you welfare.
Yep.
We'll give you food stamps.
Yep.
We will
To keep-
bail you out. We will
take
keep them
care of
subdued.
Take care of you.
Yeah.
Just make sure that you come to us whenever you need anything, so that you are always on the government's tip.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
That's what they want.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what they want.
Yep.
And these people just want, the lazy people that don't want to actually work and want to achieve greatness. They don't want to strive. They don't want to keep it moving.
They keep the people down. is
They
what I'm
just
saying.
Yeah,
they're
they
like,
keep the
people
why?
down, exactly.
Why do I need
They
to
keep
why do I
their
need
people
to
down.
why do I need to progress in my life if the government is willing to give
give me
give
everything.
me all the shit that I need? So I'm just going to keep voting Democrat.
Right.
Which is why
There you go. Right on
which
the
is
noggin.
why historically the black community has suffered so much
Yep.
under Democratic rule, and they continue to vote under Democratic
A
rule
lot changed
because
though to
of
Trump
all
this
these
time.
A lot from
promises.
from Trump, but
Trump
she's
got
right
the
now. She's
most
hitting on the
black
nail.
votes of any president ever. This election, he got more
Yeah, I
black
know.
votes than
Yep.
any other president.
And they won't talk about
historically.
that.
But they won't talk about that.
Yep.
They won't talk about that. And if you notice, every single black person on social media that promotes Trump and has walked away, that whole Blexit community and the Lexit, the Latinos that walked away from the Democratic Party, all of those people are so enlightened. They actually have done the research. They have walked away from these parties. They looked into what Trump has accomplished and what Trump promises and what he's been trying
You're
to
right.
accomplish, but the Democratic Party has tried to stop him and roadblock him every step of the way. They see all of that.
See,
and
Trump
they're
wants people to
open
prosper.
to it.
When somebody really cares about you, they don't want you to need. They don't want you to need anything.
To be needy.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
You need to be
Independent.
self-sufficient, independent, progressing on your own, and
Exactly.
profiting on your own. They want you to do well.
This is what the Republican Party has always standed for.
Yep.
They don't acknowledge that. So when you're blind to this, generation after generation, just continuously voting for the Democratic Party, instead of stopping for a minute and being like, wait a minute, let me just look at what this other person is saying.
Yeah.
They refuse
I
to
agree.
do that.
Yeah.
Because they're
Luckily,
held
that
down.
has changed with this
With this presidency, people, I hope
They
some
think
people
a little
learn
more.
that the Democrats are holding them down. It's like third world countries because they depend on the
It
government.
really is.
I know people from Haiti that I met physically in Washington, D.C. that were telling me about how they select people to go to school.
Yeah.
How they select people to eat the proper
It's
food.
a socialist country.
It's so socialist. But they told me straight out how they do it. They said, oh, all these countries are bringing in food. We got big barges out there with caravans of food. You know, the storage units, the freight cars with food. He says, we don't let them in. He says, we just take what we need at the time and give it to who we want it to go to. There's a lottery system of who, not even a lottery. They pick who they want to go to school. They hold the people down. They don't feed them.
That's what they want this country to be.
That's what the socialists in this country want this country to be. The Democrats.
Right.
And that's what it is. The liberal Democrats want to hold their people down. Bring them the Kool-Aid. Let's kill them with COVID so they can go in the house. They can sit in the house. They can talk to the walls. They can knock themselves crazy. Anxiety, overweight, suicide all over the place. What's going on? The Democrats are causing the country to fold.
They
people.
want it. They love it.
It's happening. Look around you. It needs to stop.
Right. The fact that they think, I can't even say it. The fact that they think that abortion up to full term should be allowed.
Murder.
Fucking breaks my heart.
Oh,
as a mother, breaks my fucking heart.
Did you hear what they say? They take them out and the doctor decides if they want to kill them or not? That's fucking ridiculous.
After birth.
That's murder.
That is
Baby
fucking
murder. I agree.
Murder.
I agree.
And these are the same people that are all about PETA and saving the endangered
PETA's horrible too,
animals and,
but-
how?
Here's the
Exactly.
thing. If you're smart enough, there's pills, there's shots, there's things you can put in the armpit for 3 months.
Exactly.
There's so much birth control. Why would you want abortion to be around?
Why would you want to carry to full term?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who the fuck does that?
If you care so much about
Who
not
does
being
that?
a parent, why in the fuck? And if you're going to carry to full term and
murder.
actually deliver a baby, give it to someone who
That's
correct.
wants a baby.
That baby. Look at my boy.
I just need a shot of the
Brock.
Look at my boy.
No, you don't even need.
He's like kind of wagging his tail a little bit. Look at his tail.
He's in a little bit of a dream. Look.
How's Bubba's?
Here he is. Hi, Brock.
Who's a good boy?
I just
There
need a
he
shot.
is.
As you described the dog, I just want to see.
There he is. How
It's
are
Mama's
you?
baby.
How are you, Uncle Dicksta, huh?
The whole reason this country was founded, the reason why people left England and came here to start a new civilization was to get away from the tyranny of government. The whole reason the Constitution was written was because they wanted to give people the right to live a freedom life, a life of complete freedom. As long as you abide by these few rules, you are good to go. You can do what you need to do to prosper in this country.
Yep.
They are taking that
Totally
away from you. And the reason why the gun rights are the Second Amendment is to enforce the First Amendment. There's a list. If you look at the Constitution, the very first one is freedom of speech. You can say whatever the fuck you want. We're not going to hold that shit against you. Just the Second Amendment enforces that. That's why it's so high up in the Constitution.
Yep.
We have the right to protect ourselves, our land, our family. You cannot take that away from us.
Thanks so much for watching.
Thank you, people.
We had a good show.
Great
It was
night.
crazy.
Anna is brilliant, as you could see. Unbelievable. The stuff. Your thought process is perfect. And being a Trump woman, a woman Trumper, people listen to her. The Bible comes
But
first.
do we know?
Then you got the
guys think he's gonna
Constitution,
prevail?
the Bill of Rights,
Absolutely.
Second Amendment. Set you all straight. He's gonna get it all. Watch.
I know he is. You think so? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Trump's gonna win.
You think so?
The media doesn't.
You don't seem happy.
Oh my God, there's destruction and mayhem.
You really don't know what you're talking about.
What do you need me to do? Looking at you?
No, nothing really.
Lots of things and stuff. Jimmy, help. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do?
We have a BLM protest tomorrow. Just be the leader of the protest in March. That's all. I just want a good march.